Hi everyone, and welcome to another beginner's yoga practice. Now today what I thought would concentrate on is taking you through some of the more challenging, more physical standing asanas, so standing postures. So you've probably heard the name warriors, so warrior 1, warrior 2, warrior 3, all these kind of powerful names that kind of evoke all those feelings of strength. They're the things that I'm going to teach you today. So they are more physical. It's not a dynamic practice, so we're going to try and stand and stay in the asanas, the postures, for a little bit longer. But it'll give us a chance to really focus on your alignment. So where the foot should move, how we should move the hip, and then try and focus on breathing techniques, so our pranayama, which is obviously really important. So what I want you to do is go to the head of our mat to begin with. And our setup phase is really important. So toes facing forward, palms by our side. And what I want us to do to get into these postures, just make sure that we open up our stance correctly. So we're going to take hands over heart into prayer, sink our shoulder blades down. And as we always begin practice, let's do the same now by focusing on breath. So if you close your eyes, and it's an important quality sometimes to be able to close your eyes for breath, because it means that our mind can focus on the breathing rather than what we see, what we hear, what's surrounding us. And it gives our mind that little bit of time to rebalance. So I want you to bring the lips together. And like we've often done in practice before, just slow your breathing down. If this is your first time with us, then I want you to just focus on trying to make your breath as long and as slow as possible. Keep your eyes closed and just breathe all the way in and hold. And then breathe all the way out. These nice long breaths are really good ways of balancing the mind. Just lets us settle, the heart begins to simmer. 2 more moments. Okay, good. All right, let's bend our knees. Let's take us through our warriors then. So bend our knees, palms down onto the mat. We're going to step our right leg back. Now we're going to work that right toe back until the left knee sits right over that left ankle. So can we see that? We take it right down over that left ankle. We're going to lower the knee down to the mat first and then place the toe behind us. Reach fingertips up, and then you're going to sink the hips forward and take the fingertips high into the air. Now what naturally happens when we're in this posture, because we have so much tightness and stress within our hips, the bum moves back and our shoulders fall down. Now don't worry if this is the posture that you're assuming right now, but what I want you to try and do is breathe, relax, let the hips sink forward, so we open up those hip flexors and reach the fingertips up. Now at any time that it feels too physical on the shoulders, I just want you to take your hands onto the hips, because our main focus is just unwinding those hip flexors. So you're going to take your hip from here to here. Now, as I always say, I want you to focus on breath, because breath is what unlocks the body. If we push, we just create more tension, more aggravation, more stress to the body. But if you slow that breathing down again, the body relents all that tension, it begins to calm, and then you just feel it begin to open, all the muscles unwind. So sit here for a moment. Remember, as we said, you can keep fingertips high into there if you want to be a little bit more physically challenged. And I want you to let those hips melt forward and you'll feel a change. Keep breathing. Can you feel that now? See how we sink deeper and deeper. Okay, bring down hands, place them onto the mat, roll over the back toe, and I want you to step forward. Now sometimes that'll feel uncomfortable, so don't worry if you take 2 or 3 steps, that's cool. Slight bend of the knees, and then just cradle the spine to let it round a little bit. Back to the palms, fall onto the mat. So we feel back to the legs release, lower spine release. Breathe in, look forward to straighten the spine, and then step the left leg back. And let's do the same as before, so we just kind of wiggle that left foot back. Make sure the right knee sits over the right ankle, lower down to the knee, release the toe. And then again, walk our hands back. And then like we did before, your hips are going to close up, so just let them sink for a minute. And then if we can, reach fingertips into the air. Okay, lips together, focus on breath. And using that breath, letting the nervous system, letting the body calm down, your hips will travel and will go deeper and deeper and deeper into the posture. Reach nice and high, focus on breath as we said. Remember, if it feels too physical on the shoulders, that's all right. Bring the palms by your side. Take a few breaths. Continue to relax and breathe. Let the hips sink forward. deeper. Okay, really good. Hands by the mat. Roll over the back toe, and again, just hop that leg forward. Slight bend of the knees. Let the spine round just a little. If you can this time, push through the heels, straighten the legs just that little bit more, not too much. Look forward, straighten the spine, and then we're going to stand up, palms by our side. Okay, let's go into the center of our mat. So back in the center of our mat. So hopefully you found the focus of breath, because that has to really remain paramount through our practice. And also the understanding that actually within yoga, nothing's static. That when we're into postures, we're always using breath to try and travel deeper, let the body unwind further. And as our nervous system calms down, stops to feel stressed, you'll gain more out of the postures then. And that's similar to what we're doing now. So let's go to our warriors then. So for our warriors, I want you to take a nice wide stance. So we're going to open heels up. Don't worry about the distance for now. We're going to adjust those in a few seconds. And let's go to our warrior one. So for warrior one, let's go to our right side to begin with. So we're going to turn the right toe outward. So we turn the right toe out. Then this left toe needs to just turn in about 45 degrees so we can allow the pelvis and hips to twist towards the right foot to the head of our mat. And then bending the knee, we let the knee sit over the ankle. Now, if we can lower ourselves down and we find that the knee's traveling, it means that we've got to open up our stance. So just make sure the knee only sits over the ankle, doesn't travel any further. Then hands on hips, take a big twist towards that right foot, palms by our side, and then reach fingertips high into the air. And that's our warrior one. So our warrior one, or in Sanskrit we call this Virabhadrasana. What we're trying to do is trying to unwind those hips like we've just previously done. So we're twisting this left hip and trying to make the chest parallel towards the front of the mat. What will happen is the body will get stressed, it will unwind, it will tighten, it will feel quite decrepit and broken. So we use breath, bring strength back to us, and reach as high as we can. Now, warrior postures, as the kind of name evokes, are about strength, they're about power, so they are physically challenging postures. So I want you to reach fingertips nice and high, let yourself feel it in the shoulders, root the heels down, press the heels down as much as we can, and then search and open the toes. And then again, remember, we twist through this hip. What will naturally happen is the heel may lift at the back, the knee may buckle. So bring strength, press that heel down, the left thigh will begin to straighten. Final time, let's take hands into the air again. Reach. Okay, really good. Let's take hands over heart. Let's take right hand forward, left hand back, and that opens us up into our warrior two. So warrior two now, we take a big twist to the hips, and they face towards the side of the mat. We still try and keep the right knee so it's sat over the ankle, and we relax the shoulders. Look back over your left hand and make sure it aligns with your right, so they will naturally begin to drift. So relax the shoulders, open the chest, try to make both hands align, and now continue to look over the right hand. And what we'll feel is that right thigh will begin to engage, we'll feel strength through there, we'll feel power through there, but we want to breathe and relax if we can. So breathe and relax. 2 more breaths. Okay, really good. Hands over heart, turn that toe straight. So you can feel that, you can feel how physical that just those 2 asanas, those postures can be. Hopefully both sides of the thighs, you felt a fair amount of strength into it, and through the shoulders too. Let's take it over to the left side, and let's see if we this time can use breath to offset some of those challenges, some of those feelings that we have in the thighs. So right toe turns in 45 degrees, we turn the left toe out 90 degrees, and then we're going to take that big twist to the hips. So we take the big twist to the hips, left knee bends, sits over the ankle, and with the right leg straight, press the heels down into the mat. So we make our foundation really secure into our yoga practice. We don't feel that we're drifting over one side or to the other. Big twist to the hips, reach fingertips high into the air, and we open ourselves into our warrior one. So remember, naturally the body will get tight and unwound, and we'll feel the back begin to gape and the back knee buckle. But that's essentially our challenge. So press the heels down, straighten that right leg, and breathe. Try to align the arms so the hands are aligned and not twisted. And then in that, you will feel this right hip really begin to unwind all the way through the belly. You'll feel great strength to both thighs. And now try to lengthen breath if we can. Okay, warrior 2. So hands over heart, left hand forward, right hand back. Relax the shoulders as best we can. So make sure the right hand and left hand align. Make sure they don't begin to drift one over the other. And then from our warrior 2, again, not letting the right knee buckle, feel that the body begins to open up, and then let our gaze fall over the left hand. So I want you to breathe, relax the shoulders. Focus that breath. I know we can feel that challenge through the thighs, through the shoulders. Don't allow yourself to be overcome by that challenge. Breathe. Welcome the strength that it brings. 2 more breaths. Okay, stand. Hands over heart. Really good. I want you to stand back to the head of your mat, and we're just going to recap on those postures again. So our lunge and our Virabhadrasana A and B, warrior 1 and 2. So let's stand nice and tall. What you'll kind of notice is, even though it's not a very dynamic practice, that heart rates began to lift. So you feel physically challenged, and essentially all we've practiced are 3 postures. So yoga's tough. It's a really physically demanding practice. On this second time round, like we mentioned before, we really want to focus on breath. The whole element of what yoga is trying to teach us is that when we're physically challenged, that through breath, we can overcome that challenge and tell our body to calm down. And that's what helps us deal with stress in our everyday life. So let's bring our feet together, toes facing forwards. Exactly what we did at the start. Relax the palms, close your eyes. And if you didn't pay too much attention to this before, I really want you to do it now. Bring your hands over heart into the center of the body. Close your lips, close your eyes, and then just try to see how much you can lengthen breath. So it's a slow inhalation where we hold, and then a very slow exhalation where we hold. Slowly inhale. Slowly let it pass through the body. Take your time. Two more times. Slowly breathe out. Slowly breathe in. And slowly breathe out. Okay, blink your eyes open. Bend the knees. Palms down to the mat. Let's step the right leg back like we did into that lunge. So left knee sits over the ankle. Lower down to the right knee, release the toe, walk our hands back. Let the hips sink and melt forward. And then if we can, let's take the hands into the air into that lunge. Now remember, our lunge isn't here. Through that breath, and I want you to try and find that same length of breath this second time. Sink the body. So as you breathe and the body calms down, it all unwinds. Really good. Take hands either side of the foot. Roll over the back toe and just hop forward a few times. Slight bend of the knees, bow the head, let the spine just begin to lengthen. Breathe in, look forward, step the left leg back, and again work it back until the right knee sits over the right ankle. Lower down to the left knee. Slowly walk your hands back, hands by your side, let the hips sink, reach high into the air. And then again, just try to use that breath. You'll notice it becomes very short, very sharp. So you try to find breath, try to find peace. Really good. Hands by our side. Roll over the back toe and then hop ourselves forward. Slight bend of the knees, gentle into that little forward fold, and then slowly I want us to stand, step out. Okay, so our warriors, let's go back to those. More physically demanding, more challenging. And in that, breath will become short and sharper. The body will become a little bit stressed. You try to find that length of breath. That's the entire practice of yoga. So, right toe, let's turn it out. Left toe turns in ever so slightly. Bend the right knee, root the heels down. Left leg's nice and straight, so we bring all that strength to the hips. Twist the hips forward, and then reach into Virabhadrasana, so warrior 1. And really lengthen through fingertips. Think warrior postures, strength, power. Make sure the right knee sits over the ankle. Take a big twist. If we can, eyes look up towards the thumbs now. 2 more breaths. Really reach the fingertips up. Okay, really good. Hands over heart. Right hand forward, left hand back. So we open the hips and the chest for our warrior two. Look back over the left hand. Make sure it aligns with the right and then relax the shoulders. Now, instead of breathing faster, just try to find that calmer breath. So breathe, look over the right hand. And we feel strength through the shoulders, we feel immense strength through the thighs. Really good, we begin to stand. Right toe faces forward, stand nice and tall. Turn our left toe out, and then remember we just edge the right foot in a little bit. Left knee sits down over the left ankle, take a big twist to the hips, reach fingertips into the air, and we breathe. So we lengthen, and we breathe. Lengthen, and we breathe. Remember, press those heels down, straighten that right leg, and you'll feel it all the way through the right thigh, all the way through the left thigh, the back, and the belly. Hands over heart, left hand forward, right hand back, so our warrior two. Remember, align the hands so one doesn't begin to drift, and then relax through the shoulders. Stand nice and tall. Look over the left hand now, and then try to find that length of breath. Don't let the body become panicked. Breathe. And in amongst all this strength, all this challenge, find peace and calm. Okay, stand. Bring our hands together. Okay, step our feet together. Let's draw our practice to a close. So we've only gone through 3 postures there, 3 asanas, yet you can feel, hopefully, the physicality that they bring. You should even feel warm. It hasn't been a very dynamic practice, but it shows you each element of yoga is there which will make you immensely strong. But our main thing is to try and focus on when we're being challenged, to try and find peace, to try and find relaxation. So our final moment together is to return us back to that state. So bring our feet together, toes facing forwards. We're going to go into Tadasana, which is mountain pose, which is hands over heart into prayer. Sink the shoulder blades down. Try and lift the elbows up so the elbows align with the hands. And then just relax those shoulders. Bring your lips together. Stand nice and tall, so don't lift the chin, just stand tall. And then I want you to close your eyes. And then I want you to breathe. And I know it feels really alien when we do this. And you kind of want to peek. And we don't like silences, and we don't want to be left alone with our thoughts and our breath. But just for a few moments, I'm going to remain in silence and just give yourself to this. See how it makes you feel. So in a moment, I'm going to get you to breathe as slowly and as lengthened as you possibly can. Okay, so breathe all the way in, really slow. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Retain, hold that breath. And then breathe all the way out. Slowly breathe in. You may be able to hear my breath. Just like the tide, it slowly rolls in, slowly rolls out. A few more moments. Slow that breath down. Try to deepen it if we can. Slowly blink our eyes open. And practice. Say namaste. Okay, thank you for joining us. I want you to just remain here for a few moments before we finish and just take on board how you feel. That feeling that we have, that peace, that stillness is something that we all lack, and it's that yoga can bring to all your exercise, all the aspects of your life. So please give yourself to these beginner videos. I promise you, everything that you're doing with us here will get a lot better. Take care.